Enjoy our slideshow of Shades of the Past car show. If you like vintage cars, please stay tuned because our videos of the Shades of the Past is coming soon. Please subscribe, like, leave a nice comment, and share our video. Welcome to Shades of the Past, the fall pre-rod run show in Pigeon Forge. This is the slideshow video. Stay tuned, hit that subscribe button, and hit the notification button, and you'll be alerted when we post the videos of the Shades of the Past and rod runs. Pigeon Forge has the most rod runs, car shows, road rallies, and cruise-ins. Pigeon Forge is a brightly lit with neon lights city at the foot of the Smoky Mountains. Car buffs flock to Pigeon Forge, Tennessee to enjoy car shows, conventions, and rallies. You can come and take a scenic drive in the Smoky Mountains. You can marvel at the beauty of the Smoky Mountains. Folks who love cars vacation here for the family-friendly atmosphere and southern charm. Pigeon Forge hotels are located right on the main parkway, which is easy for displaying your vintage car or your hot rod. Rod run folks love to book their hotels or condos on the second floor or higher so that they can have optimum view of the cars. If you're coming to the rod run or one of the car shows in Pigeon Forge, you have to be mentally prepared for terrible traffic because you're going to face bumper to bumper. You can also make an effort to park somewhere and walk. No matter where you park, you are guaranteed to see hundreds of great cars, and you will find yourself swimming in a sea of great restaurants. Pigeon Forge is a pretty happening place most of the year, but especially during a rod run or a classic car show. When the cars are in town, Pigeon Forge Parkway practically turns into a parade of antique cars, which is great news if you're a car enthusiast, if you love vintage cars, if you're a motorhead, but bad news if you have somewhere to go. We know how frustrating it can be to be in bumper-to-bumper traffic, so here's some tips. Even if you're trapped in traffic, don't sweat it. Remember, you're in Pigeon Forge to have fun. So don't let the clock dictate your vacation. You might want to look up the dates of when these car shows are, when the traffic's going to be booked up like that, because you might not want to have that dinner show reservation unless you're prepared to manage the traffic and drive maybe even a couple hours ahead of time to get to your destination. Remember to treasure the moments that you spend with your family in Pigeon Forge, Smoky Mountains Paradise without worrying. If you're driving to Pigeon Forge for a rod run car show weekend, you can beat the weekend rush of traffic if you arrive by or before noon on Friday, because you can get first dibs and an early check-in at your hotel. You'll be able to arrive before most of the travelers are heading into town. Another great way to get around if you're coming in for the car show is to use a bicycle. You can ride through the parking lots, sidewalks, down back streets, and on the Pigeon Forge Greenway that runs along the Little Pigeon River. You'll also see a lot of golf carts and electric scooters driving around Pigeon Forge for these car show weekends, and it's not about somebody being handicapped. People just use them to ride around. It beats the traffic. They can go up and down the sideways or in the parking lots and be able to see all the cars. Another way to get around Pigeon Forge is to take the Fun Time Trolley. It's a public transportation system in Pigeon Forge that offers an alternative to driving. The trolley travels between Pigeon Forge, Sevierville, and Gatlinburg, so it's always on the go. There are stops along the Parkway, and the trolleys are air-conditioned and enclosed. Plus, it's inexpensive. You can get a day's ride on the trolley for a few dollars. You can leave your car at your hotel and hop on the Pigeon Forge trolley and get around from one side to the other, or you can go to Sevierville, or you can go to Gatlinburg. The Pigeon Forge Parkway is the main drag in town. It's a straight 6-mile strip and is a pedestrian-friendly street. You can get some exercise by seeing the local sights on foot. If your trip overlaps with a Pigeon Forge rod run and you'd rather not go to it because you're not really into cars or you're not into traffic, you can take time out to explore the Smoky Mountains. You can go to Cades Cove. You can visit Gatlinburg or Sevierville for the day. Shades of the Past is one of the Smoky Mountains' biggest annual car shows and rod runs, and features all kinds of classic cars. You can expect to see everything from sleek classic Corvettes to the Little Deuce Coupes. You can see Mustangs and even custom hot rods on display. This is the Shades of the Past car show. Proud owners of hand-built hot rods keep their cars and trucks under wraps and in garages most of the year. Events like Shades of the Past give them an excuse to come booming down the mountain highways for a weekend of fun. Classic cars like the Model A Ford sit alongside custom sheet metal hot rods and muscle cars from the 1960s for a dazzling display that might just make car enthusiasts' eyeballs pop out of their head. Shades of the Past is usually hosted by Dollywood Splash Country. They have prizes of $10,000 cash prize. The admission is usually around $10 a day. The Shades of the Past car show in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee usually takes place each year around Labor Day. If you love classic cars and you live in the South, then you've probably heard of the famous rod run shows in Pigeon Forge. They take place during the month of September, and participants in the car shows are so eager to get the weekend started that they bring their cars and they come to the hotels on the Parkway and to begin to fill the classic cars from Tuesday of that week on. Throughout the weekend, visitors enjoy the interactive displays presented by vendors from all over the country. But this isn't the only car show in town. There's a spring rod run. The biggest Pigeon Forge car shows, formerly called the Grand Rod Runs, usually happen every year around April and then the fall in September. If you plan to come to Pigeon Forge on a weekend of a car show, not knowing there's a car show going on, you may be a little overwhelmed by the hundreds of classic cars lining the Parkway. The top cars will compete for the best looking in each class, the best performance, and other specialty categories. There's another show every year in Pigeon Forge, Chevy Classic Roundup. It includes over 100 vintage 1955, 1956, and 1957 Chevrolets on display. If you're looking for a hard-to-find part for your own project vehicle, you can visit vendors that have a wide variety of parts, and they'll give you technical support. During that time, you can also go down to the inn at Christmas Place, and they have model car contests for kids, food, and music. And there's a summertime car show called Pontiacs in Pigeon Forge. It's been happening for over 10 years. You can find some of the most gorgeous Pontiacs around, and that summertime car show is usually held at Music Road Resort. Another rod run car show in Pigeon Forge is called Ponies in the Smokies, and it celebrates the Ford Mustang. It's described as a multi-day Mustang-based event within the backdrop of the Great Smoky Mountains, and it is becoming one of the more popular rod run events of the season. Then there's another car show. It's called the Great Smoky Mountains Jeep Invasion. Built on the heritage of the Willys CJ of the past, the Jeep Wrangler has grabbed the torch from its AMC Kaiser cousin and kept the legacy burning bright. In celebration of this continued birthright, each year hundreds of Jeep Wranglers descend upon Pigeon Forge for a day of exhibitions and a group ride through the mountain passes. Top registered Jeeps are awarded a trophy. You can expect to see new Jeeps, rare editions, and even a few vintage World War II Willys model Jeeps that keep on trucking. You can find vendors for parts, accessories, and outdoor products are also available at the Great Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion. There's another car show in town. It's called the Corvette Expo. In 1967, the Cooper brothers of Knoxville opened their Corvette Center in a 4-car garage with the main focus of repairing, painting, and customizing Corvettes. A decade later, the Corvette Expo was born. It's the longest-running Corvette event in the nation, continuously operated by the same owners, and it was inducted into the Bloomington Gold Corvette Great Hall. I hope you enjoyed hearing a little history of the Pigeon Forge car shows. This is right up our alley because Donnie and I are avid vintage car lovers. We'll pull over our car just to take pictures of a vintage car if we see it and it's possible to get safely over. We are excited to be home based in the Smoky Mountains, where we can enjoy these vintage car shows, rod runs. If you like vintage cars, then be sure to come visit us in the Smoky Mountains for one of our annual car shows. Check out our playlist and stay tuned for more videos of vintage cars. Please hit the like button and leave a comment. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching our Americana channel. Please hit the subscribe button. Give our video a like. Leave a kind comment. And share our videos. We appreciate you very much. Have a blessed day.